Alright guys, my name is Little Chef. Welcome back to episode of the Death Penalty series. Just got done with our conference championship week. We lost 44-27. Now I do want to check and see who we're supposed to play in our bowl game, even though we're not going to be able to play it, in case you guys don't know. I think I've repeated myself all season long. This series, we're bowl restricted for 2 years, our second year. So we would have been able to play in a bowl game. Sadly, we're not able to. Sugar Bowl would have been it. As of right now, we're going to advance it, see who we were supposed to play, go in, adjust it as necessary, and then see where we end up after that. Man, I'm anxious to see the end of season stats because I think we played really well. That was probably our worst game of the season, going 10-3. I would have loved to have won the conference championship in my first year. Just unfortunate, man. Not like the Gonzaga team or Gonzaga team. My bad, I say it wrong every time. I'm from Texas. I don't say an A like Gonzaga. That sounds so weird to me, dude. I say Gonzaga. That's just this is how it is. I say a lot of stuff weird, I guess. But anyways, we won there. If you didn't see it Monday, go check it out. We had a good game, solid game. This game, not so much. We just got outplayed, outmanned, and outplayed hands down. We're having a little bit of a quarterback issue. Hale, who's been playing most of the season, he's been okay. He's been adequate. He's just not quick. He's not fast enough to roll out of the pocket, to scramble, or anything like that. Where Browning, who led our team last year in a couple of games to start the season, he's fast enough. He's just not a good enough quarterback. So we had to make the change. Heisman, Morrow, so close. If we hadn't had the last couple of games be so bad, we've had a good shot to win it. But we only won the third vote, man. We only have more than the first guy on the third vote. But other than that, we got dominated all the way around. So Alexander wins it. Morrow gets second place. I'm happy with that, dude. We're supposed to play Wisconsin in the Capital One Bowl since we did lose. Dropped to number 16. Hackett ends up winning the Chuck Bednarik Award. And then Morrow wins the Walker Award. Franklin was a linebacker award. Yeah. Hackett wins a Thorpe Award. Look at all those awards, baby. That's what I'm talking about. All right, continue. It says hit A to continue. Okay, I hit A. Nothing happened. So we're supposed to play Wisconsin. We won't do that. We're going to adjust it to whoever the next person in line is. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade my coach one more again. We're going to go straight up kitchen sink, baby. That's our next objective for the foreseeable future, man. Kitchen sink, bam, 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 up to an extra 200 points per recruit. And then we'll probably go back to royal treatment. And then after that, maybe pipeline. Pipeline's going to be huge for us since we are still restricted for a couple more years. Next year we do get 12. So that helps 2 back per year from here on out. So that's going to help. So we get up to 25 at least. So 1 year it'll be 1. Like that's just the way it works. I can't restrict an odd number. You know what I mean? That just seems kind of weird. So the way I do it is looking at the way it works. It goes by conference. At least that's what I did last year. So I was the top team in my division. So I played Wisconsin. So I also need to go and check and see what teams Texas A&M plays, Auburn plays, Arkansas, Ole Miss, whatever, and then just move everybody up. I mean, it also could come down to overall. Like we led our division, but Georgia won it. So Georgia's top team. We're second place, and then Florida, Texas A&M, all the way down the line. So I'll probably go through that way and look at it and make those adjustments as necessary. I don't know if I'm going to include it in this video or not. I might or might not. It just depends on the process it takes because it is a little time consuming to go in and make those adjustments. But I do need to go in and see what's going on there. So I need to go make sure that the teams in the SEC, what bowl games they are, move the teams accordingly, and go on from there. Then we'll come back, advance it, check out the All-Americans, award winners, and stuff like that. So bowl games, let's check it out. Who are we looking for? We're looking for SEC teams. Now I can do this in the editor. That's not a big issue. I could sort by SEC teams if I want to, but I'm just doing this for my purposes in the video because I'm going to go back here in just a second, watch the video back, make the list of who's where, and then make those adjustments and then go from on. I mean, like there's Arkansas, 6-6 Arkansas team playing right there. Ole Miss playing, Auburn playing. We're playing, you know what I mean? So I just need to go in and make those changes and get things good to go. So we're going to cut it right here. We're going to come back, see all the awards and all that with another advance. It's not going to show us having a game. That's going to be updated. Be right back. All right, so let's get into making the changes. As you can see, we have a bye week, but if you read the little news thing on the right, it says we have an upcoming bowl game, which we don't. Went in and made those changes as needed to make sure that we didn't have the bowl game. Let's check and make sure that it is what it's supposed to be. It took me a while. It took a lot longer than expected. I haven't done it in a year in the game, probably a month or two in real life, so I had to figure out how to do it all over again. But actually, I think there's an easier way to do it. We could just go to scores and schedules. I think that's by far the easiest, because I think we could sort by just our conference. Yeah, there you go. Bam. So now, like, let me see. I have a little note of what the games were supposed to be. So it's supposed to be West Virginia, Georgia, Sugar Bowl. That one stayed the same. And then it was Florida, Louisville. I left them at the Orange Bowl. I don't know if that's because it's the Gators or not, but I'm rated above them, but I didn't want to mess with that game, so I left it as is. So myself in Wisconsin was supposed to be the game, moved up Texas A&M. They were number 3 on my list, so number 3, and then swapped them out with South Carolina. South Carolina goes to their old game, which is Northwestern, and it just moved on down the list. So Auburn, Florida State, or Auburn, Texas, my bad. Auburn, Texas in the Cotton Bowl. And then Auburn's old game was against Florida State, which moved Tennessee up because they were number 6. Tennessee gets replaced at the Nebraska game with Arkansas. Then Arkansas gets replaced with Ole Miss against Virginia. And then Ole Miss gets replaced with Mississippi State at LA Tech. So I removed myself completely from the list. Like, there's no longer an option now. We won't have to worry about this from here on out, because we get to play in our bowl games. And hopefully we'll stop that was crazy how complicated that was. I don't remember it being that hard, but it took me a while. I had to edit it in like 3 separate spots, make sure everything lined up correctly. But I did change it. Nobody had a bowl game. Like Mississippi State had to make sure that the weeks were set right, like the home game was set. Like, I had to make sure all this other stuff was set. I didn't record it because the last 2 times I had tried it, the file was corrupted. I had to delete it or retry again. It's just one simple mistake can completely corrupt your save file. That's why it's not easy to do, and it's kind of complicated, but we got it done. We're ready to advance it into the next week, see who won, and get to end of bowl season. I'm not going to go past end of season because that's going to take us too far, but we're going to advance it into the next stage, see who ends up winning their bowl games. The national championship for dang sure. I mean, we're number 16 without a bowl game. I don't know if that'll affect us or not, but we'll get to see the end of season stats, which is what I want to do. I think last year we were supposed to play Michigan. This year we're supposed to play Wisconsin. This didn't end up working out so well for us because of the sanctions, but now we don't have to worry about it anymore. Next year we get our bowl game, hopefully national title. We'll be able to play it. No harm, no foul. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now we're anxious to see. I mean, Morrow just outside the Heisman race. I mean, we did see we won a couple of awards. If it asks us to add it again, I'm going to decline it, because I've already edited it once. What's the point in editing it twice? You know what I mean? There's really no point in that. I mean, it just kind of cycles through. It deletes the old ones after the fact. Then the new ones, and I got 4 dynasties going right now at least. So that cycles through real quick as is. I mean, some of these trophies that I've had for a long time are no longer there. From when I first started playing this game, like 4 years ago, 5 years ago, whatever it is. Whenever the game came out, it might actually be longer. I don't know. Pat Day set a school record. Bam! Receiving yards in the season. Thank you, Pat Day. New Alabama record. Also set receptions in the season with 110. Holy crap, dude. Previous record was 83. Morrow, 42 rushing touchdowns in his career, broke that record as well. Morrow also broke the rushing touchdowns in a single season with 27. Golly. We tore it up, man. There's no doubt about that. We played extremely good this season, so we ended up sitting at number 11 in the year. I'm pretty happy with that. I mean, it could have been a little bit better, but I mean, you can't argue with 10-win season. I mean, just to make sure job security. UMass looking not so good. 0% completion. We completed what we needed to do. Our objective view contract, I think it was 10 wins or 9 wins. We got it done. 10-3, we'll take it. 17-8 on our career, which we're just getting better and better, baby. Even with the restrictions, we're still getting better. So taking a look at the top 25 just to see who ended up taking. Ohio State beat UL Lafayette in the national title game, so they're number 1. Georgia ends up finishing number 5 on the season. Texas A&M number 8. Looks like they lost their bowl game. Florida, so we got 1, 2, 3 teams from the SEC in the top 10. You know what I mean? We're right there at number 11 at 10-3. So I'm pretty happy with that. We had a pretty good season. You can't argue with the number 11 fact, because we definitely earned it. I mean, if we had played our bowl game, we could have probably moved up a little bit further. But it is what it is. All Americans, we're gonna check out the all NCAA as well as all SEC, because that's where we are. Morrow, bam, All American. Hopefully he's a first round pick, because I'd be very happy if he was. Franklin, the middle linebacker, the outside linebacker, we moved to middle linebacker. Smartest decision we could have had for our defense. Helped us out tremendously. Cooley comes out of nowhere, earns All-American. Hackett's been playing lights out last 2 years. Gets All-American. It's going to be sad to see him go, dude. No doubt about that. Tanner, return man again. I think it's back-to-back years for him. Second team, do we have anybody second team? Surely we didn't on our defense. No, nobody at second team. Freshman Parsons, dude had a great year. 6'5", 234 pounds. True freshman, 57 receptions, 833 yards, 11 touchdowns. And yeah, he's only going to get better, man. He's not great, but he's quick. 96 speed and 6'5". Yo, dude, his catching can definitely get better, but he earned it all right there. Hollis, I think we're going to... I had 2 ends, both true freshmen, redshirt one this year. I'll probably redshirt Hollis next year. That way I'll have him from sophomore, junior, and senior year. We'll be set there. Not really have to worry about anything. Martin came in, 5'9". He's a little tiny dude, but he's played really good this season with 44 tackles and 6 picks and 8 deflections. I'm pretty happy about that. How good did Hollis do? My freshman, 22 tackles, 2 forced fumbles, 9 sacks. And not bad for a freshman, man. Bates comes in. Bobby Bates, another true freshman. Look at all the freshmen we got starting everywhere, dude. 1 pick, 4 pass deflections, 58 tackles. So what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4? We had 4 freshmen and all NCAA. Man, all Americans. That's the way we like to do it. Morrow, Parsons, Day gets all SEC. I'm surprised he didn't get all NCAA, man. 110 receptions, 1,200 yards, and he's only a sophomore. Man, he only had 4 touchdowns, though. He didn't get a lot of love in the end zone, but he's only a sophomore, so we got him for a couple more years. Franklin gets it. Cooley, Martin, Hackett, and then Reed, my kicker. Kicker doing some work. Second team. Quarterback play didn't work out so well. Hell, not so much. Hollis, Martin, who's a tackle junior. He's all right. Bates, the true freshman. So all in all, dude, we pretty good team. All Americans all around. Championship contenders. Just because, like I said before, I like to see what it's projecting me to be. What I actually start out at. We're projected to be 87 this next year. We'll be above that. We'll probably be closer to the 50s. 57 the following year, then 61 after that. But we're already a 3-star team, man. Our objective, get us back to 6-star, get us back to national titles, back to back if we can do it, and then that's the end of the series. So we got at least 3 more years, at least. Being an SEC makes it way more difficult, man. Got a lot of work to do. Award winners, Morrow, 7th place for the Maxwell. It's all good. Just right behind Alexander, dude. Oh my gosh, I think he won the Heisman anyways, so that's a good guy to lose behind, you know what I mean? Plus he's 99 overall. But that's good news for us because he's not going to be there anymore. Hackett wins the Bednark. Franklin, Cooley, and Martin all up for the award, man. 4 guys and then 2 of them seniors, which sucks. I'm going to miss Hackett. That's for dang sure. Franklin just misses out on Nagurski. So close. 82 tackles. Sheesh, man. Guys everywhere. Didn't win. What was that? O'Brien. Quarterback play, not so much. Didn't win the Walker. Oh, we did win the Walker. I thought said we didn't, but it's because I'm sitting on top of it. I'm sitting on top of it, so it's not highlighted. Walker from Morrow. He had a pretty good year, dude. Oh my gosh. He had about 70 more carries for 300 more yards. Average 0.2 yards more per game. Average about 20 yards more per game. More touchdowns. Longer rush. Yards after a hit. That's just rushing. Receiving. Definitely stepped up in the receiving game. Four touchdowns compared to 1. Just all around improvement. That's what we wanted. He was our best player on offense, hands down. And we're going to miss him next year. But I'm hoping that I've done my job and got people in that will do what they need to do from here on out. I think running back's going to be a big priority for us this next year because we need to get him quarterback play. It's going to be iffy. We'll probably push the quarterback. Depends what we do in the offseason with our recruiting because it's right there at it. But Franklin gets the award. Hackett gets the award. Cooley and Martin both up for the Thorpe. Groza Reed didn't quite make it. Guy didn't get it. Best returner. Tanner did not win it this year. I don't think he had any touchdowns this year. Yeah, he actually fell off receiving too. I mean, we got a new receiver, man. Can't argue with that. I forgot what his name was. The rookie, the fresh. He did all the work, man. He had no touchdowns this year. Had 3 more yards on 2 less receptions on 2 less returns. What in the world? Same thing for the punt return game. A little bit more yards. Nothing super special from Tanner. But I'm happy with my award winners, man. It's going to build up my recruiting. It's going to make us look good. and we're definitely an improved team. Now, as far as stat-wise, Hale finished the season pretty good, man. I'm happy with what he did. Browning, still disappointing. I might even redshirt Browning and let Hale or one of the other guys come in. I mean, he threw 5 more picks, so we were 28 and 28. Even on the year is not good by any means, man. But 3,000 yards, threw for almost 45 or over 4,500 yards as a team. A lot per game. Completion rating was just way different for Hale. And he got sacked a lot more because he can't run. He's just weaker in that aspect. Morrow, over 1,000 yards, almost 1,500. That's the way to put him out in the senior year. Vaughn. So I do have a freshman or a sophomore. He's not too bad. And then I think that's all actually. I might have redshirt somebody else, but Vaughn, he's gonna be okay. He's gonna come in and do some work. I think he's a little bit quicker than old Morrow was. 87, 83, 84, and that's gonna get better. Break tackle 75 and 79. Not gonna be able to run over people, but he's gonna be shifty. Yeah, 84, 90, 82. So he's gonna be a little bit better at speed wise, which is gonna be nice. Coming on down there, they easily led the team in receptions. Man, my goodness, it's like more than like 3 people combined in some instances. Parsons gets all the touchdowns because he's a speedy, tall guy. Can't do anything about that. That's what he's there for, is to get touchdowns. Day led the team in receptions because we milked him. Hands down. More out of the backfield did pretty good. Parsons, second place receiver. And then McNeil, the junior, he's a big old boy too. He's like Hale, dude. Just a big old man, came out of nowhere. Denman, the other freshman we had come in, did all right. The number 1, number 2 receiver typically don't get a lot of catches in my scheme. It's just the way it works. I mean, we got backups all across the board. Cooley, my corner, ends up coming in, gets a 32-yard reception. You know what I mean? I don't think we're hurting as bad as we possibly will be. Clayton, my senior right tackle, gave up 13 sacks. Now, I roll to my right. It happens. I roll to my right all the time. Right guard, same thing. So that's how they give up the most sacks. Now, the left side, just because they sucked. There's no other way around that. I don't roll on my left for anything. So we'll give that all on them. Hackett, 2 tackles short from 100 on the season. Franklin, 86. Bates and Means with 60 apiece. I think I moved Means out of the safety position into the corner position because we could use him. He might have been behind Hackett or at the strong safety spot. And I made the adjustment because I needed another corner. But I led the team in tackles, pretty solid there. We want to look for sacks. Hollis, the true freshman, comes in with 9. Martin, my defensive tackle, with 5. Merrill, Franklin, my linebackers did some work. Interceptions, Cooley with 9. Like I said, I don't know where this dude came from. I don't think he played last year at all. Yeah, he didn't. Maybe he was somebody we recruited. I don't remember him playing. But 9. The next 2 guys combined have 11. That's Martin and Hackett. And then Franklin with 2, Means with 1, and then Bates with 1. So we didn't pick the ball off a whole lot. I wish it showed deflection. That's what I want to see. Martin with 8. What was that? 17 plus another 6. So we got 23 deflections. Compared to, I got to resort this again, 15, 20, 24. So we picked the ball off a lot more than I expected. Got a couple of forced fumbles, 4 forced fumbles. We recovered 3 of them. Hey, that's not bad. And then we got a couple of touchdowns on defense. Martin, Hackett, and Franklin, all with defensive touchdowns. So we definitely a better team overall. Kicking game, maybe solid, 100%. Can't argue with anything about that. But we want to look at the team stats just to see where we're sitting across the board. We're actually one of the top teams in the nation for total yards. There was how do I say this? There was an abundance of yards. I was going to try to say there's not an abundance of not yards. I don't know. I was going to say it really weird, but I said it right. And that's not including a bowl game if we had played it. You know what I mean? So we probably could have been up here with some of these teams, but I'll take it. One of the top 10 teams in the nation for total yards offensively. We fell a little bit, not much. 6,100 pass game, 4,500 yards, led the nation in passing yards. Running the ball, not so much. We were a little lopsided, but that's just the way it works because we like to throw the ball. running game wasn't really working for us, so we threw the ball quite a bit. Points per game, 36, one of the top teams in the nation there as well. Passing touchdowns, 28, rushing 32, sacks 47. We gave up 47 sacks. That's not good. we allowed way too many. 322 first downs, got a ton of first downs. That's not bad at all. Defensively, we probably, I'm just going to go ahead and sort that the other way. Actually, we're not there. I figured we would be. Well, let me just sort the passing yards. Holy crap, we weren't last. 36. So we were 49, 87. What was number 1? 35. So we were way off from the top defense in the nation. 49, 87, 36, 89 passing yards. 1298 rushing yards. So we lead that? Yeah, we led something. 420 points we gave up. 420 points, dude. That's almost worse. Worse than the nation. 28 sacks, 3 fumbles, 24 picks. Did we lead that? Close. 28 sacks, 3 fumbles, 24 picks. That's not bad. Conversion rating. Let's just go by percentage. 85 for 152, 55%. That's not a good stat for third down. Not to me. I want like 75 plus. I want that at least 60. You know what I mean? I want the higher the better. Like I want this right here. Oh, it looked like it said 100%. It was kind of glitched out a little bit right there. That was weird. 59% leading the nation. I mean, top 3 teams percentage-wise, that's good. But I want higher. 17 for 24 on fourth down. 2 for 2 on 2-point conversion. I mean, 70% on fourth down is pretty solid. Once again, we're like at 75, 80%. But that's still up there pretty good. So I can't argue too much with that. Now, in the red zone, we did pretty good. We got in the red zone 69 times scored. 92% of the time, man. 52 touchdowns, 12 field goals. 92% led the nation. So if we got into the red zone, we pretty much scored. That's a good stat to see. That's just something we can build up on this next year. And no doubt about that. Defensively, not so much. We allowed way too much on the defensive side of the football. Defensive touchdowns. We weren't last. Defensive field goals. We weren't last. All right, let's just resort it so I can see what my stats are. So we allowed them to score 45 out of 53 times. That means they missed 8 times. 84%. That's not good. I want that more along the lines of the 60%, like Ohio or Michigan or Notre Dame. Not where we were. Penalties. If you're a user team and you play the game and you have more penalties than the computer, if you have double-digit penalties, something's wrong, man. I turn on aggressive everything. And I will rarely get penalties. But 8 penalties across the season. They just don't call it very often. Most of that's probably like a clipping. So, penalties, I don't know. If you're playing the game, they don't ever call it on you. It's way better. Turnover difference, we were negative 11. Wow. One of the worst teams in the nation. Tied for third to last. Worst in the nation. That's not good. 37 giveaways. 28 interceptions. 9 fumbles. 26 takeaways. We threw more interceptions than we got total takeaways on defense. My goodness, man. But we're improving. We're getting better. And that's nothing to balk at, man. We're definitely an improving team, and we're only going to get better from here on out. Now, I'm not 100% on what I got. I go to edit rosters because that way it's easier for me to see position-wise what I have, if I redshirt anybody or not. I mean, I'm sitting good. I got a junior, a sophomore, and a sophomore. So I could probably redshirt Browning. It depends on if I get that rookie or get that fresh coming in. And then work on these two, maybe. Depends on how much Ortiz improves in the offseason, but we'll see. Epic-wise, Morrow's gone. Done. Vaughn's game from here on out. Bennett, another sophomore back. Maybe he'll improve, hopefully. But he didn't see the field very much. Vaughn got the other carries. I mean, yeah, I can't do anything about the fullback position. Tanner's a junior, sophomore, freshman, junior. So I got, 3 seniors next year? And only one of them is going to get a lot of playing time. Because I also got more freshmen coming in, or at least one more that's going to be good. So I'm not worried about there. Now, tight end position, I'm a little worried. Hancock did pretty good this season for me, catching the ball. Perry, he's just a weak dude, man, overall. Pat Day's going to be my go-to. Got a young offensive line, 72, 66. So we'll have a senior there next year, sophomore. He'll be about the same position. So offensive line still going to be a priority for us if we can get them. But we also need our playmakers. I mean, we're hurting a lot of positions, and we can't have that, man. But Gandy's going to be huge for us. 72, as long as he doesn't transfer. 72 overall, we're all right. Townsend, 76 as a junior. I think he played the other side. So Hollis got the start on the right side. So Townsend started on the left side. So I'll probably let Gandy play and then let Townsend play redshirt Hollis this year and get him even better than what he is. If it's a tackle position, we're okay there. I mean, we're not hurting. They're going to be three seniors, so that's going to suck. But linebacker wise, just next person up, man. You know what I mean? Got Ricardo. Not even going to try to pronounce that last name. He's going to step up. Rawls, I redshirted him this year. Okay, good. It's like, what? I redshirt him this year, so he'll be okay next year. Gandy will improve. The right side, Harris is already starting as a true freshman, so he's good there. Now, corner position, freshman, junior, senior, lose means McCooley comes back, the pick city guy. And Mitchell was a freshman, Anderson was a freshman, Wagner was a junior. So I'm definitely improving defensively as well. In some positions, Hackett, I'm going to lose him, but we got some good speed coming from Greer right behind him. Bates tore it up. So we're not hurting, but we are, because we got a lot of age going next year. We got a lot of seniors that we need to replace, and we need to recruit our daggone butts off to get there. But as of right now, man, that's it for this episode. Next episode, well, we probably will break it up into two chunks. Only one video today, so I'm sorry about that, but no game, so no point in trying to get another episode out. You know what I mean? We'll probably break up the next one, and we'll probably do that the same day, just to kind of get you ready for the next season. It'll probably be off-season part 1. And then maybe off-season part 2 or preseason part 1. It's kind of along those lines. It'll be like a back-to-back situation. And then we're ready to roll in the next year, man. So excited, dude. I'm looking forward to it. The recruits that we do have are going to be good, man. We've got 7 out of our 10, so only 3 more. Reed will be an instant impact. Adrian Brown would be a huge impact. 79 overall true freshman quarterback would be so good to have. Caleb Scott, another was a true freshman corner. So we're definitely improving our team there. But we've already got some playmakers, man. Offensive line, receivers. We got some playmakers. Defense, I'm not sure. I don't remember what McDuffie could be. But he's got speed galore. So we're not worried about that. His catching's okay. Route running is pretty decent. So another receiver. So we got like 3 more receivers. 6'2", 6'2", and then 5'10". So we're definitely on right receiver wise from here on out. Running back, offensive line, defense, and quarterback. If we don't get Adrian Brown, we're pushing quarterback next year. If we do get him, I'm not worried about it, because we're gonna have some young guys anyways. But that's where we're sitting, baby. Another season in the books. Year 2, we get 2 more scholarships back next year. We get our bowl game back next year. So we'll definitely be a much better team next year, on top of what we were this year, man. Can you imagine? I'm looking forward to it. Hope you guys are too. That's going to be it for this episode. If you guys are new, be sure to subscribe. If you like the video, be sure to leave a like. My name is Little Chef, and I'll see y'all next time.